have a parent. And then they began attributing his mother as the wife of Allah. Astaghfirullah al-Azim. Allah mahfazna min hadhihi al-kufr wa hadhihi al-shirk ya Rabb. Allah save us from such erroneous beliefs. So this dissension spreads very quickly. Fitna bahut jaldi phailta hai, because it is supported by shaitan. So this has became famous there, and people started subscribing that he is the son of Allah, Ma'azallah. And this Hazrat Sayyidina Nabi Isa alayhi salam heard, and he began crying. He began crying and making istighfar and tawbah and pleading to Allah. He said, Ya Allah, I am not the cause of this. मैं इसका सबब नहीं हूँ. Oh Allah, I did not propagate this to the people. I did not teach them. I told them that I am a prophet of Allah. So, Inni Abdullah atani al-kitaba wal-hikmah. I am a servant of Allah, and Allah has given me a book. وَجَعَلَنِي نَبِيًّا, and He has made me a prophet of Allah. Prophet. This is what I propagate. It is the ignorance of these people that are attributing me as your son and as my mother as your wife. Oh Allah, forgive me and free me from this blame. Immediately Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent him a wahi. He say, Oh Isa, I understand, I know that this is not you are not the reason for this. It is their ignorance, and you are free and pure of this blame. Immediately Sayyidina Isa ala nabiyana heard this message from Allah and communication from Allah. He performed 2 rakats of shukr. 1 rakat of shukr that Allah has saved him from the blame that he is not the son of Allah. And the 2nd rakat of shukr was that the blame of the people that his mother is not, it is not his doing that the people are attributing his mother as the wife of Allah. 2 rakat of shukr. When his mother, Sayyidah Maryam radiyallahu ta'ala anha, heard this, that this is the answer her son got from Allah, and it also regards her, she made 1 rakat of shukr. कि अल्लाह ने मुझे बचा दिया, अल्लाह ने मुझे इस शिर्क से साफ कर दिया और बरी कर दिया. Allah has purified her from this blame. And the 3 rakats of salah, that the mother and the son, Sayyidina Isa read 2 rakats, and Sayyidah Maryam radiyallahu anha read 1 rakat. So the 3 rakats, Allah loved it, He prescribed it as the Maghrib salah of this ummah, and that is how we got the 3 rakats of farz salah for our Maghrib. Allah shukr. And it stated, those who perform the Maghrib salah, there are a lot of blames that will be attributed to you by people, by fitna. जो काम आपने किया नहीं लेकिन आपके तरफ तोहमत लगाएंगे. That is famous. A lot of people attribute things to me, to you, to anyone, that this man has did this man has said that, this man, and so on and so on. Then the public loves fitna. They love it. They love it. They like to get involved in it. They want to go, want to know what is happening in the next man's home, though his home is rotten itself. He himself is rotten, but he's not interested about his filth. He's more interested about the faults of others, which is a very bad attribute or very bad situation and a very bad character of a human being. You should not worry about that. You worry about yourself. So anybody who performs the Maghrib Salah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will safeguard him from blames in this dunya. Secondly, the Maghrib Salah is also attributed to Sayyidina Nabi Yaqub alayhi salam. Nabi Yaqub alayhi salam, the father of Sayyidina Nabi Yusuf alayhi salatu wassalam. It is stated that when the son departed from his father, Sayyidina Yusuf alayhi salam departed from his father Sayyidina Yaqub alayhi salam, the separation lasted for 40 years. Beloved son, father prophet, son is also prophet. Firaq mein 40 saal tak rote rahe. In the thought of his son, for 40 years he cried. And Sayyidina Yaqub alayhi salam cried so much it is stated that the excessive crying of Nabi Yaqub alayhi salam was so great and so intense that he lost his eyesight. Aankh ki roshni khatam ho gayi. Then the whole story is in Surah Yusuf. Sayyidina Yusuf alayhi salam sent his kurta, he sent his jubba, his pairahan, and he said to the people, take this pairahan and give it to my father and place it on his eye, his eyesight will be restored. इससे पता चलता है कि अल्लाह के प्यारे बंदों की बरकत से अल्लाह वो अता करता है जो दूसरे नहीं दे सकते. Meaning that the personal effects of the beloved servants of Allah has a power that Allah has placed in it that human beings can benefit. So this proves that going to the beloved servants of Allah, whether they are alive or whether they passed away, you can benefit the mercies of Allah from them, and they are the distributors of Allah's mercy. So tabarruk is excellent in Islam, is proven from the Holy Quran. Right? So you can benefit from tabarrukat. So when Hazrat Sayyidina Yaqub alayhi salam received the kurta, he placed it on his eye, Allah restored his eyes. It's the qudrat of Allah, but by the barakah that Allah has placed in that kurta, that he got shifa. He thanked Allah for three things. One is he performed 3 rakats of salah. One is shukr for restoration of his vision, that his eyesight was restored. 1 rakat of shukr for that. Second rakat of shukr is that his son Nabi Yusuf is well and alive. कि मेरा बेटा जिंदा है, उसका शुक्र. My son is alive. That is the shukr of Allah. Second rakat. Third rakat is that he performed the shukr that his son Nabi Yusuf was steadfast on deen. एक तो बेटा जिंदा है, गायब हो गया. One. Right? Don't know whether he's alive or not. Okay, we find out he's alive. Secondly, whether he's still a Muslim or not. These are concerns, 3 concerns. Right? Loss of eyesight restored. Yusuf alayhi salam well and alive. Number 3, that he is still steadfast on deen. These are the 3 rakats of shukr. Allah loved and prescribed it for this ummah, and that historically we are linked there. Nabi Adam and Sayyidina Nabi Isa alayhi salam and Sayyidina Yaqub and Sayyidina Yusuf ala Nabiyana alayhi salatu wassalam. So we quickly will jump onto Isha because time is limited, and then we will complete this portion of the 5 times salah and rakats of salah, and we will continue with the different aspect of salah insha'Allah ta'ala from next week. The Isha salah, 4 rakats of farz of the Isha salah is attributed to Sayyidina Nabi Musa ala Nabiyana alayhi salatu wasalam. He had 4 fears. At the time when he was confronted by the army of Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam was confronted by the army of the tyrant Pharaoh. He had 4 concerns and he had 4 worries. One is, he had fear of his life, that this army is merciless and it was, say, kill him on sight wherever you find him. So he was fear of his life. Life is an amana, you have to look after it. Fear of his life. Number 2, he had a fear of his ummah. कि ये कत्ल किए जाएंगे, they will be mercilessly murdered by the army. And then the third one is that if they are caught by the army of Pharaoh, what will be the outcome and how will they be severely punished? Number 2, oppression. Number 4, he was concerned about reaching his he was concerned about the destruction of this army that is causing so much of fitna on earth, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala must destroy this army. These are the 4 concerns he wore. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saved him. I don't want to divulge in details, it's very interesting, but time is limited. There are 4 fears that Hazrat Sayyidina Nabi Musa ala Nabiyana alayhi salatu wasalam had about when he was confronted by the army. of Fir'aun. These four, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala relieved him from that, and he safely crossed up over the river Nile. As you know, the Nile split and he crossed over. Allah held the two sides of the river and they created a path. And as he crossed, the army and Fir'aun said that, well, if they can go through, we can go through as well. As soon as that army came in the center, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with his qudrat released the water and drowned them. So all his four fears, he was relieved from it. And Sayyidina Nabi Musa alayhi salam performed 4 rakat of shukr, and at that time when they were drowned, the Fir'aun was drowned with his army, it was a time of Isha Salah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala left that and He prescribed that for this ummah, and this is how we got our rakats of our 5 times salah. I hope and trust that you have understood this and enjoyed it. Keep it in your mind and teach your children and continue the lineage, the line of this knowledge. Promote it so that the coming generation will understand it. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us tawfiq. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala तमाम मुसलमानों को नेक अमल की तौफीक अता फरमा। इलाल आलमीन हमें नमाज पढ़ने की तौफीक अता फरमा। हमें जो बेनमाजी है उनको नमाज पढ़ने की तौफीक अता फरमा। परवरदिगार आलम हमारे गुनाहों को बख्श दे। अपने हबीब सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम की सच्ची मोहब्बत अता फरमा। नेक अमल की तौफीक अता फरमा। जो इस दुनिया से चले गए उनकी भी मग़फ़िरत फरमा। व आखिर दावाना अनिल हम्दुलिल्लाहि रब्बिल